Pessoal, muito bom dia. A gente vai começar a entrevista coletiva do Memphis. Vai durar cerca de 1 hora. Ele tem horário para ir para o treino. O chefe está aqui do lado. O chefe do chefe está aqui junto. Vai ser a passagem, então, a entrega da camisa. 2 recados. Primeiro, não subir os celulares nessa altura, porque os câmeras estão ali atrás. Então, muita gente ao vivo. Se subir muito o celular, vai cobrir a imagem. São 3 recados. Segundo, houve um erro do time de comunicação. Nós falamos que o contrato iria até 31 de dezembro. É 31 de julho de 2026. O erro foi do time de comunicação. E, por fim, perguntas em português, por gentileza. O Memphis tem o fone, ele vai ouvir tudo em inglês. Ele vai responder em inglês e vocês têm o fone para ouvir em português, quem quiser. Pela TV Corinthians, vai ter tradução simultânea. Beleza? Presidente. 94 no Campeonato Brasileiro, número 7 na Sul-Americana. A entrevista é com o Memphis, vou puxar a cadeira aqui para ele.
Okay. Yes.
Working?
Yeah.
Memphis, bom dia. À sua direita, Marco Belo, Rádio Transamérica, tudo bem? Seja bem-vindo ao Brasil, seja bem-vindo ao Corinthians. A minha pergunta é a seguinte: você tem 30 anos de idade, acabou de disputar uma Eurocopa, está ainda no auge da sua carreira, tem muito futebol pela frente, tinha propostas do futebol europeu para jogar a partir de agora. Eu queria saber por que o futebol brasileiro, por que essa escolha, que é um mercado diferente para jogadores do seu nível, e por que o Corinthians especificamente. Obrigado.
Yes. It's an interesting question, right? Why do I come across the world to play football in a country that, we in Europe, we don't know much about the competition. For me, it's very simple. I grew up in the Netherlands. I have African roots. I know the competition in Europe. I played a lot of teams, and I competed. When I became a little bit older, I'm 30 now, I said to myself, what can I do to make myself happy? So I'm a person that stays close to my feelings and my thoughts, and for some reason, I'm here today. And I believe it's everything in my life, it's a purpose. And the reason I'm here is that, honestly, the club, Corinthians, they proposed me to come and play for them. And the energy that I felt behind it, the effort that the president, Fabinho, the club, the supporters put behind it, it was something that I didn't experience before, and it was something that my heart appreciated. You can ask, okay, but in Europe we play at a high level, why you are in your prime, you are 30 years, why do you come to play in the Brazilian league? I think that we have to acknowledge where authentic football coming from as well. You know, a lot of stars coming from Brazil. We know a lot of big football players. As I say, I think, you know, it's the mecca of football, you know. It's where the Joga Bonito, the kids in Europe, they look up to people in Brazil. They look up to the players and the way they play. And also the way they embrace life, because it's not only football. And I think the reason that I'm here today, it's bigger than football. Of course, I'm here to play, to showcase my ability to compete in a different league, which I think also that we have to acknowledge that it's a different league, but it's a tough league. I have to experience it, but I play against countries like Brazil, Peru, Colombia, Argentina, the South American countries, and it's always very hard to compete against them. It's a different intensity, it's a different mentality, and I think many will follow after me to come and experience that journey. And for the moment, I think it's a decision that is moved with a lot of force behind it, not just it goes beyond my understanding. So I cannot explain right now what I feel, but I move by purpose. So that's bigger than just the move to Brazil. And I have a lot of Brazilian friends. You know, they are happy that I came here. They also maybe have the question, why you go to Brazil? Everybody from Brazil, we want to go to Europe. As I said, I don't know. God knows, and I think it's a big purpose. And let's see how it goes.
Memphis, aqui Natália Santana, estamos ao vivo no Qual é Moré da Rede TV, seja bem-vindo. O Corinthians ele está lutando para sair de uma situação delicada no Campeonato Brasileiro. O torcedor deposita muita esperança em você. Como que você lida com essa situação, essa pressão para que o Corinthians saia disso? E eu queria saber também se você desenvolve diariamente ou com frequência algum trabalho psicológico voltado a essa área esportiva. Obrigada.
I know the situation we are in, but I think nights as yesterday shows that this team has the ability to fight. This team are fighters. The crowd, I think yesterday, looking at the game, I understand what it means to play for Corinthians. Even though I didn't put my shirt on and play in the field yesterday, I felt the energy and the fighting spirit of the supporters and the team. And I think that yesterday was an important win. And from here, you know, we have to build and take it game by game. And for me, I think that in difficult moments is where you'll find sometimes beautiful things. And we have to fight, you know. Diamonds, they shine when there's pressure, under pressure. So I know the situation we are in, and we have to win. We have to fight and compete.
Memphis, aqui, bom dia. Aqui.
Onde?
Aqui.
Ah,
bom dia.
Perdão.
Rodrigo Vessoli, bom dia. Memphis, eu queria que você falasse um pouquinho, desde do momento que o seu avião pousou em São Paulo, na cidade de São Paulo, já com torcedores te recebendo, depois você foi na sede social do clube, também sendo recepcionado, conheceu o memorial do clube, veio para o estádio, viveu toda aquela atmosfera ontem à noite do torcedor. Passa um pouquinho do seu sentimento de como foi o seu dia, essas horas todas que você viveu pela primeira vez esse ambiente do clube. Obrigado.
it was an overwhelming experience. Something that I didn't have expectations for me coming here. I know that it was something unique, because coming to the Brazilian League at the age of 30, for a player like me, I know it doesn't happen often, but I didn't have expectations. So when I landed and I saw the fans waiting for me at the airport, it warmed my heart. I understood what it meant for them to bring me here. So once again, you know, Fabinho, he came all the way to Europe to talk with me, to put great effort, to convince us as well to make this step. And once I landed, I felt home. You know, I think that Brazilian culture, I quite know some of it. I think it's quite similar than the African culture, which my father is from Ghana. I visit Ghana every year. I feel a lot of similarities in the approach, in the energy, in the passion of life and happiness. So once I entered the stadium, that I didn't never experience. It was something completely different, and something that I have to realize yet. You know, it's been 24 hours, 30 hours that I'm here in this country, so it's going quick. I have to lay back and look at that night again to realize what happened. But I can tell you that it will push me forward to play for this club, to put my heart on the pitch, to inspire people around the country, because in the end, football is what brings people together. All type of people from favelas, rich people, business people, people all over the world. It brings them together, and I think that's also a beautiful thing for me to showcase that, you know, I have many friends, either in Ghana or in Brazil, from the favelas, ghetto in Ghana. I inspire the kids. I want them to look at me and to think that, you know, get inspired, believe in your dream, and there's a chance to make it out, you know. And the crowd yesterday gave me that inspiration, to be completely honest. It was a magical moment, and that we won, it made it even better.
Memphis, boa tarde, Pedro Ramiro, da Rádio Bandeirantes. Você falou bastante sobre propósitos, de como essa situação chegou para você, mas a minha dúvida fica com relação, quando a proposta do Corinthians chegou, quando você viu que era o Brasil, o que você já conhecia do Brasil, o que você já conhecia do Corinthians, e com quem você falou do tipo, talvez seja interessante você jogar no Corinthians? Obrigado.
Good question. Well, I have many relatable sources, right? I could talk to, I don't know, to Neymar, to Vinicius. I can talk to other more Brazilian players. What do you know about this team? And then the culture, Brazil, the country. I can talk to my chef. My chef is Brazilian. So I can ask her, what do you know about the club? What do you know about the city? And then sometimes I'm a person that the reason I celebrate like this, sometimes I look in myself and what do I feel? What does my heart feel? Because everybody can have opinion and information about the situation, but something that's inside, it's a higher energy or whatever, that you have to follow that voice sometimes instead of listening to all other people. So when I had that feeling and I prayed over it and I slept a bit and I was thinking and I put all my proposals, because it was a long summer for me after the Euro Cup, which also the market, the transfer window in Europe, it was a bit slow, not usual, like normal. And I was in peace, laying my proposals, and at the moment that I was feeling right, I made the decision.
Memphis, aqui em cima. Estamos conhecendo um pouco mais de você. A gente tinha uma relação distante, né? Até por você ser um jogador que estava atuando na Europa. E agora você desembarca aqui no Brasil e estamos todos jornalistas, torcedores, conhecendo um pouco mais sobre as várias camadas do Memphis, né? A camada do empresário do ramo da moda. Você é um homem que gosta muito de se vestir bem, se veste muito bem, sempre muito elegante. Também é um rapper, né? Você também tem um talento para a música. Queria que você comentasse um pouco sobre como você lida, equilibra com todas essas suas facetas, todas essas habilidades em um homem só. Obrigado.
Well, first of all, thank you for the compliments. I appreciate that. I grew up like this. I grew up playing football every day. But the music is inside of me because I'm half African, half Dutch. So when I realized that I love to sing, to rap, to write music, I did that in my off time. Football is my number one. When I start to get older, I found out that music could be therapy, you know, because there's a lot of pressure, of course, playing football every day, having millions of people with expectation, and then going to the studio, write music about, I don't know, happiness, about pain, whatever. It helps you to balance. Because if you focus 24 hours a day, 7 days in the week, 1 month, 1 year, every day football, you become crazy, you know, for me, which a guy that's multi-talented. So I take like pride in what I do. I love to inspire people. I love to play around with fashion because I think I have the abilities. I think I have the abilities to design. I think I have the ability to write music. I think I have the ability to play football. But football is for me first, and that's my first love, and I will never neglect it, and I put my heart in it. So, but I think that it's important to have a balance in life.
Memphis, boa tarde, Lucas da Rádio Band News FM, aqui à direita. Aqui um pouco mais para a direita, boa tarde, Lucas da Rádio Band News FM. Você já conheceu nesses primeiros dias um pouco da história do Corinthians, das instalações, veio ao estádio também um dia de jogo decisivo. E aqui no Brasil a gente muitas vezes acha que a gente está muito atrás do que é feito no futebol europeu, de que a gente está a passos ainda de chegar em instalações, no que eles fazem como futebol lá. No pouco que você vivenciou aqui do Brasil e no muito que você tem de experiência lá fora, o quanto as instalações do Corinthians, o que o clube te ofereceu nesses primeiros dias, em CT, em estádio, se aproximam do que você vivenciou em grandes clubes da Europa.
I think it's very similar, or even better already. Like if I'm talking about the facility, the training center, the pitches, the kitchen, and the environment, it's very healthy. I think it has the potential to grow way bigger. I think that many players will follow to come to in the Brazilian league. The facility, the stadium, I think the institution is good. If I went yesterday, they gave me a tour. I see the history of the club. World Cup titles too. League titles, 7 or more. Like it's a huge club, huge history, great players that came here and played, that inspired me and many people across the border. And I think now it's a moment for the rest of the world. Okay, South America, we know Brazilians a big league. Brazil knows the big teams. But across the world, sometimes we don't know because they follow just the European League. I think it's a great moment to bridge that gap, to look into the other side of the world, because in the end, here's where the talent is. If we be honest, they always come to take the Brazilian talents and bring them to Europe because they have something special. And I think that this league needs a light from the other side to look, hey, we have a great league, and and great potential. And I think in the next few years, bigger things will happen here.
Memphis, aqui. Bianca Molina, TNT Esportes, seja bem-vindo. A gente está falando muito sobre essa tua chegada. Eu acho que ontem tu viveste um grande dia, né, com bastante atividades, e hoje tu já começa realmente indo mais para a parte voltada para o campo, né? Queria que tu trouxesse para a gente se tu já tens um cronograma, como é que vai ser, vais conversar com o departamento médico para depois, de fato, começar o dia a dia com o departamento de futebol, porque o Corinthians não tem tempo a perder. O momento é positivo, vem de 2 vitórias em Campeonato Brasileiro, também em Copa do Brasil, mas tem algumas finais pensando em Brasileirão e manutenção na elite do futebol brasileiro. Então, o torcedor, por isso, tem uma expectativa um pouco maior em relação à tua possibilidade de estreia. Botafogo, Fortaleza, Atlético Goianiense, se dependesse de ti, quando tu começarias a jogar? E queria aproveitar, tu trouxeste uma chefe brasileira que já te acompanha há alguns anos. O que tu conheces da culinária brasileira? O que tu mais gostaste? E se tu já experimentaste ou tens vontade de experimentar o lanche de pernil, que é tão famoso aqui no entorno do estádio do Corinthians? Obrigada.
I think it's important that I go to the facility and start training. We have to be realistic. I'm coming from a Euro Cup and a long summer, but I'm trying to get as ready as soon as possible. Let's see with the medical stuff, with the coach, when that time is, but I'm sure it's going to be pretty soon because, of course, as you said, it's an important time. So I'm trying to get ready as soon as possible. Other than that, I tried some Brazilian dishes, stroganoff. What is the other one? Rice and beans, farofa. Yeah, I tried some things and I love it. It's something with, I don't know, cooked with a lot of taste. So I'm a fan of it. But back to serious things, like I want to compete. Yesterday I'm looking from the stadium, from the stands, and I want to go inside the pitch to compete, to help my compañeros and to help the club, to be with the supporters, and as soon as possible. That's it.
Memphis aqui, Caio Capato, Band Esportes. Eu queria te perguntar sobre essa conexão que você viveu ontem. Você já falou bastante sobre esse clima, né? Como é sentir ser um corintiano, estar aqui. A minha pergunta é o quanto você acha importante dentro da cultura, se passa pela tua cabeça, fazer aulas de português para se conectar mais ainda com a torcida, com os jogadores e também com esse teu lado musical, né? Que chama muito a atenção. Você tem ótimos números também na música, já fez diversas parcerias com outras pessoas da música na Holanda, se você pretende fazer algo com os músicos brasileiros aqui também, e se a língua portuguesa pode te ajudar dentro e fora de campo. Obrigado.
Yes, thank you. I think that speaking the language always help. I think it's not easy, you know, even though I played in Spain for a couple years. But I will try to start to take lessons because it will help me. It will help me connect with my teammates. So that's some effort I need to put in, which I'm trying. Other than that, music is a passion, and I think that, you know, I have so much music unreleased from a lot of time. I have spoken to actually some friends that living here in Sao Paulo, and they want to get me on some songs with some artists from Brazil. Of course, this is things that I want to bring to the country and to adapt to it and to have fun. I think it's exactly what I said before. It's a balance, but most important thing is now to get on the pitch as soon as possible, to be happy, because when I'm happy, I play my best football, and that's the most important thing.
Memphis, Folha e Papi da Casa TV, aqui do seu lado esquerdo. Você já causou um impacto muito grande com a torcida corintiana, inclusive MC Hariel, já que estamos falando de música, que é um grande MC, um grande rapper aqui do Brasil, já te convidou para ir para o estúdio fazer uma música com ele. Ficou impressionado por seu estilo, e aí de estilo eu deixo que o Papi fala.
E de estileira, mano, o pai conhece, hein? E aí, está ligado que os MC aqui em São Paulo sempre usam essa lupa aqui, a Juliette, que a rapaziada solta a voz. Queria presentear você e dar as boas-vindas pro Brasil aqui. Se você aceitaria, levava ela para você aí no ao vivo.
Okay. It's like this. I mean, what? Come here. Yeah. Yeah.
Estileira, hein? Yes. Casé TV Brasil. Essa daqui, para soltar a voz na hora que for cantar. Quando entrar naquela navona, colocar ela estileira. Tamo junto? Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Yes.
Do you like it?
Um minutinho. Você vai ter que registrar que isso daí vai pra rede social com a Lupona. Ó, tremendo, hein?
This ever happened in a president
Fala
conference?
alguma coisa aí, gente. Tô nervoso. É o vídeo, velho. Chegou o vídeo. Eu lembro, mano. Eu tô empolgado demais. A Casé tá mudando minha vida. Boas-vindas ao Brasil, irmão. Deus abençoe.
Thank you, man.
É nóis. Obrigado, gente.
Wow, I didn't know what just happened, man, but I love it. You know? This is the kind of energy I'm talking about, you know, that sometimes we don't have in Europe. You know, in Europe, sometimes things are very strict, very serious. It's a press conference, and his spirit was beautiful. I love it. I love the sunglasses. Obrigado, irmão. Obrigado. But no, to answer your question, right, let's see how things goes. Let's see. I want to settle in Sao Paulo. I need a home. I miss my dogs. I have big dogs. I need to bring them. I need to settle in to feel home. And then, of course, we bring Fuego to the studio. That's one thing for sure. Thank you.
Memphis. Aqui.
Oh,
Edson
you have a great
Rufino.
voice. Like a movie.
Edson Rufino, 105 FM. A minha pergunta é a respeito do primeiro encontro, o primeiro contato com o técnico Ramon Dias e também com os novos companheiros de clube. O que você pode falar a respeito desse primeiro contato com os novos companheiros?
I spoke with Mr. on the phone before coming to Brazil and speaking with him and his son. It gave me a good feeling about that he wants to play attacking football. For me, that is really important because I'm a player that like to create opportunities, like to score goals, like to give assists, like to play beautiful football. I think that's something that this coach wants to represent. So I'm happy about that. And then the players, yesterday I met them for the first time, and it felt great, you know. Even the position that we're in at the moment, they showed a lot of courage yesterday. It was not easy, even on the pitch, you know, because it's a quarterfinal. There's a lot of pressure. So I see how they stick together, and I see what it means for them to play for this club. And this is something I want to learn from, and I want to bring my quality to the team to help them. But they're great guys, great energy, and I think it's a team that can go, you know, in potential up in the league and win titles. You know, that's what we are here for.
Memphis, bom dia. João Pedro, do Portal R7. Primeiramente, seja bem-vindo ao Brasil. Há pouco mais de 10 anos, você marcou o seu primeiro gol em Copas do Mundo aqui na Neoquímica Arena. Na época, aos seus 20 anos, você ainda era tratado como uma promessa holandesa, tendo sido artilheiro do campeonato holandês naquela temporada. E hoje, 10 anos depois, com 30 anos, mais maduro, hoje sendo o segundo maior artilheiro da seleção da Holanda, tendo competido em diversas competições internacionais importantes e grandes clubes. Eu queria saber como é que você se sente, ainda mais chegando no Corinthians em um momento tão sensível quanto dessa temporada. Obrigado.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't know I scored in this stadium already 10 years ago. So that was also very prolific, you know. It was special. That was my first experience in Brazil 10 years ago, and that is where I marked my territory on worldwide in the World Cup to play and to compete. 10 years later, I'm here. I want to compete here. I think it's something we will see how it goes. I didn't want to think too much about the position we are in, which is, you know, not too good. But I was more thinking about how I'm ending up 10 years later in the country that gave me this experience about football, about the passion, and an important step in my career playing a World Cup in this country. I think it will inspire me for many, many more years, and the reason I'm coming here, we will find out sooner or later, but very excited. Thank you. Thank you for also reminding me what happened 10 years ago, because I was 20, it was a dream to play in Brazil with the national team. Crazy. Thank you.
Memphis, aqui. Bem-vindo, bom dia, né? Eu ia falar boa noite. Bom dia, Thiago Salazar, da TV Gazeta. Queria que você falasse sobre o seu posicionamento em campo. É muito comum os atacantes, com o passar dos anos da carreira, eles alternarem, jogando um pouco mais aberto, em velocidade, de repente um pouco mais para o meio, como centroavante, como referência. Eu queria saber qual o posicionamento o torcedor pode esperar do Memphis em campo a partir de agora, e também se você pretende se envolver com algum tipo de projeto social. Você é uma pessoa que está deixando claro que se identifica com o local além do futebol, se você pretende se envolver em projetos sociais com as crianças, principalmente aqui de São Paulo e do Brasil. Obrigado.
So during my career, I've played left wing, I've played number 10, attacking midfielder, I've played in the striker position. Me, I'm like a 9.5. You know, I could play on the left, free. I could play in the striker. I could play behind the striker. But I like to create. I'm a creative player, so I like to get in between the lines to receive the ball or make movement behind the defenders. We will see what fits this team, what I feel comfortable with, what the coach wants. But one thing is for sure, I want to start scoring goals. You know, I think yesterday also we created a lot of chances, and I try to benefit of those chances and to bring clinical actions in front of the goal, and to create chances for other teammates. And besides that, yeah, I think that it's important to always look what blessing God gave you. So as a football player, I have a blessing to help others, you know. In Ghana, by the way, why I celebrate like this, I help the blind and deaf kids in Ghana. So it's a deeper meaning than just being blind and deaf to the world. It's beautiful. I mean, the blessing, the things I receive. So of course I bring it to Brazil as well. But I will be involved, and I will be very focused and careful where I put my projects. But definitely I'm looking forward to meet the kids, you know, and meet forward to be with real people, you know, people, kids from favelas, wherever they're from, you know. I'm all about, you know, standing for that, and let's see, because I have a lot of friends that do already projects in Brazil. So there's a lot of opportunities in all round, and all of that comes from football, you know, and that's what we have to realize.
Memphis, aqui também. André Galvão, SBT. Memphis, em primeiro lugar, obrigado pelo respeito que você tem com o futebol brasileiro, a forma como você fala sobre o futebol brasileiro e o que o campeonato brasileiro pode representar para o mundo. Eu queria saber quais craques brasileiros ou não brasileiros que jogaram aqui que te inspiram, né, jogadores que passaram aqui pelo futebol brasileiro que te inspiram, e se você vai ter a chance de estrear na terça-feira na Copa Sul-Americana contra o Fortaleza, que é uma chance do Corinthians ser campeão esse ano e que você vai participar da competição, a Copa Sul-Americana. Obrigado.
I think one of the players that inspired me the most, Ronaldo Lima. He was playing in PSV, Barcelona, and also here, many more clubs, Real Madrid, Inter Milan. And the way he was playing, I think I've always said something like that he is the guy that inspired me. And many more have come here. But for me, it goes beyond Brazilian players that played here. It's like Brazilian all over the world. You know, that's why you don't have to thank me that I speak with respect about your competition or about this country, because you have to understand the things that you guys contribute all over the world. It's big. It inspires a lot of people around the world, and so you demand that respect. You deserve it, you know. But it inspires me, Ronaldo, I think. And back to your question about the next cup game. Once again, let's see. Let's get me into the campo. Let's train. Let's build my physics, and then we will see when I'm ready. But pretty soon.
Memphis, bom dia. Eu queria muito te perguntar um pouco sobre sua história com Gana. Você citou algumas vezes que você visita Gana todos os anos, seu pai é ganês, e que você viu um pouco do Brasil em Gana, conversando com brasileiros e fontes que você tem do Brasil. Eu queria muito entender a respeito desse seu contexto familiar e até de história de vida, misturando um pouco da Europa e de um continente africano, de Gana. Como você enxerga o Brasil? Se isso também faz parte dessa sua construção cultural para decidir vir aqui. E nas suas últimas postagens, né, nas redes sociais, você coloca o propósito. E acho que a sua primeira resposta aqui foi bem clara sobre o propósito que te trouxe ao Brasil. Mas eu queria mergulhar um pouco mais nesse aspecto seu, pessoal, de vida, misturando um pouco um continente que tem muitas características do nosso continente, que é africano em relação à América do Sul, e a sua visão de Europa, né, do velho continente, olhando para o Brasil. Por favor, obrigado.
Oh, deep question. Wait. Yeah. So growing up, my mother is from the Netherlands. My dad is a refugee from Ghana. He came to the Netherlands, and you know, they met each other, and I was born. That's how it started. Then I didn't get to see my roots until I was 23, because I never went back. Well, the first time I went back, I was 2 years old. But then, you know, some things in life doesn't go how you want it. So I was raised basically without, you know, my father and everything. But it built me, it built character, you know. And then when I went back to Ghana, start to find out about my history from my African part, because my Dutch part I know. So my African part, it was quite powerful. The blood that I carry is from Ashanti region. Actually, it's a tribe in Ghana, which is powerful. We are warriors. The history, even from the slaves trading, going to even to Brazil and all of that. So it's a lot of ancestors in us that are coming from Africa. Even in Ghana, you have a lot of Brazilian neighborhoods, actually with Brazilians living in Ghana. So it's quite funny if you travel the world, what you experience and what you can find out. And that's why I say purpose, because when you find out things and you start to do research, you find more information and you can now connect the dots and say, okay, maybe this happened because this reason. And for me, that's how I knew, okay, I'm very connected with Brazilian football players, even before I started to play in Spain or I started to play in France. I think I was connected with some of the big, young, talent Brazilian players. And so when I landed here, I see the behavior and the energy, spirit is kind of similar. So I have a friend here that is from favelas. He say his ancestors are from like a tribe of slavery. His grandfather was helping building, restructuring some of the favelas because it was broken down. And it inspired me, and it made me feel connected because if I'm in Ghana, you have very beautiful places in Ghana, very rich people, but you have also very poor, the controversials like this. And I go in both places and I try to help because I'm blessed with some gifts and stuff like that. And that's why I'm connected. I feel connected, and I see the similarities here. And if you have a platform like I do, I try to speak on it. I try not to shy away because, okay, you see me with a suit, nice tie, whatever, but I'm also doing behind the scenes a lot of groundwork. And that's me, and that's why I come here. And I think that my purpose is here to obviously play football and bridge that gap from the other side of the world, shine light on this competition. But it's way bigger than that, so that's why I say purpose. Thank you.
Memphis, aqui. Sou o Jair da CNN. A gente vê que a torcida do Corinthians ela é muito apaixonada pelos seus jogadores e por ser uma torcida muito representada na periferia, que gosta muito do mesmo estilo de cultura que você gosta. Eu queria confirmar uma informação. Primeiro, a trança que você está no cabelo é realmente o CP do Corinthians? E se você está preparado para ver os torcedores reproduzindo o seu estilo no estádio, porque, pelo menos o que a gente vê nas redes sociais de movimentação, está todo mundo querendo a faixinha na cabeça.
Wow, yeah, yesterday when I was getting on the field and I saw all the kids with the sweatband, I was surprised, I was amazed. For me, the way you look, the way you dress, it's an expression of yourself. You want to be happy, you put clothes on that you like. Nothing more. And that's as simple as that. And if you can inspire people that relate to what you wear and they like it, yeah, they have to do it, When I was young, I wear a sweatband the first time when I was maybe 10 years old because Ronaldinho was wearing it, But also in the music videos in America, they were wearing it. 50 Cent, he was wearing it. So I get inspired with a lot of people. And now that I'm older, I try to create my own sense of style. And it's a beautiful thing when you inspire people. For me personally, I think inspiring people is the highest act of humanity. So if I can inspire 10 people today to donate 10 euros to poor people, I did my job. It's the highest act. So for me, that's a big thing. And I see how the fans connected with me about this type of thing. So it's a beautiful thing. Wow, the hair. The hair, yeah, it's a funny story. I had always short hair like you, but now I let my hair grow. I do braids, and I was sitting in the chair before taking a flight to Sao Paulo, and I told the hairdresser, I said, hey, do you think you can put this logo in my hair? And she said, impossible. I said, no, you will do it, you can do it. And she tried, and it looked good, so I did it, and it was like that.
Memphis, Antônio da ESPN. Você teve no último ano, pelo Atlético de Madrid, algumas lesões, problemas musculares. Isso é algo que te preocupa para essa sequência de jogos agora? E se você conversou também com o Ronald Koeman sobre questão envolvendo a volta à seleção holandesa também, ele falou do Bergwijn, que foi para a Arábia Saudita, falou que lá não era uma liga tão competitiva. Então, queria saber de você se você conversou com o técnico também.
The last question, I didn't understand. Repeat it. Ronald Koeman.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I think that physics is very important. You know, I'm physical strong, but it's all about how do you prepare. And for me, in the last 2 seasons in Spain, for some reasons, it was not the best. I mean, I did the medical test, so everything is a proof that I'm fit. You know, I'm lucky that I'm be able to run and play today, and that's why we have to have the appointment with the medicals, with the physios, to prepare me as soon as possible, but in a good way, and I think it will help because we play a lot of games here, and I need that. I need rhythm. I need games back to back because I'm used to that. Other than that, you know, the national team coach, I think he will investigate this league, and I think he will find out that it's a competitive league. You know, we play the World Cup. We always find it hard to compete against South American teams. Why is that? It's because they bring a different passion to the game, different energy, intensity. And in Europe, we are more controlled and taking care of maybe the ball position, move the ball quick. It's a different game. So, you know, I don't understand if somebody would say, which Ronald Koeman didn't say because he didn't know much of the league. That's why I think it's important for Europe to investigate in this league because sometimes we're so focused on Europe, but here is a completely different world with big leagues, big stadiums, great supporters. We have to respect that, and I think what he said was good, and I appreciate it. So yeah, I need to find out how the Brazilian league is, but I have experience playing against South American countries, so I think I will quite understand the toughness of this place.
Memphis, aqui, outro lado. Maurício Savarese, da agência Associated Press. O seu contrato com o Corinthians acaba às vésperas da próxima Copa do Mundo, né? Queria saber se você chegou a fazer um planejamento de como deve ser a sua vida até 2026 para poder voltar a disputar uma Copa do Mundo e se você está preparado para os, talvez, muito solitários voos intercontinentais que os brasileiros e argentinos e uruguaios fazem sempre que há rodadas de eliminatórias de Copa. Você teria que fazer isso no outro sentido, né? Como é que você tem preparado essa logística para os próximos tempos, se isso já participou do seu planejamento para vir ao Brasil? Obrigado.
I think 2026 World Cup is definitely my plan to be part of it. By that time, I'm only 32. I'm 30 now, so it's still pretty young in comparison. Like nowadays, people play maybe 36, 37. But first things first, you know, like I want to get into this competition in great shape and show my capabilities. But after, of course, it's a beautiful thing. I think that the World Cup is being carried in America, South America, but the distance, of course, it's big, you know, and we have to think about it as well. You see more and more national games. You see more games being played, you know, Club World Cup. I don't want to get into it, but I think that it's going to be interesting that we have the World Cup in all different parts. Let's see how it goes. We never know until you experience it. So.
Memphis, aqui na frente, Thiago Fagnani, TV Bandeirantes, bem-vindo. Você é um jogador holandês com raízes africanas e vai agora atuar no Brasil com um técnico argentino. São escolas ou culturas diferentes de futebol. Queria saber como foi o seu primeiro contato com o Ramon Dias e também o que você sabia e conhecia sobre o seu trabalho. Obrigado.
Well, I think that he knows everything about my work. Otherwise they didn't have the effort. Didn't make the effort to get me here. They took a lot of effort in bringing me here, and he have to approve because he's the coach. But when I met him, I was happy because he told me that he wants to play attacking football. And that was my first impression. Also yesterday, what I see, especially in the second half, we were attacking a lot. So this is the impression that I have, that he wants to play attacking football and that he see me there in helping the team. But of course, we have to get to work and then the experience, I can tell you more. But for now, it's just that I see that he wants to play attacking football.
Memphis aqui, Larissa do Casal Coringão Podcast. Primeiramente, bem-vindo ao Corinthians. Eu queria saber um pouco mais da sua ida ao Parque São Jorge, se você pôde conhecer um pouco da história do Corinthians e alguns pontos importantes do clube, como, por exemplo, uma fonte de água abençoada, que se você beber dela, você vira corintiano. E queria saber também como foi o seu primeiro contato com as torcidas organizadas, com Gaviões da Fiel, e se você entendeu a mensagem que eles queriam te passar na cartilha que eles te entregaram.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I met, I think, all parts of the Ultras. I received even a Bible, what it means to be a Corinthians. They have to give me in English, so I'm waiting on it because it was Portuguese. So I will read it. And it's all about respect, I come here with great respect, trying to, help the team, trying to be a real force for the club. But it was a beautiful thing. I saw in their eyes what it means for them to represent this team, this club. It's a religion, and it speaks to me. So I was happy. And then I went to the museum, but I like to go back because yesterday was a busy day, and it was like, we had to be there. I saw some of the trophies that we won, some of the football players, and some of the stories. But I like to visit in peace to connect back to the history of the club because I think it's important. But it was an amazing experience.
Memphis, Alex Dinarte, da Rádio Coringão. Eu queria que você falasse de dois países tão distantes, né, quase 10 mil quilômetros de distância separam o Brasil da Holanda. Dentro do campo, em que esses dois países que têm grandes características históricas, inclusive, né, entre os dois em Copas do Mundo e tudo mais, no que eles se igualam para que você tenha vindo para cá, para o Brasil, o que isso agrega para você para ter vindo para o Corinthians? Obrigado.
I don't know if they have similarities. I think that, if I look at the Brazilian team back in the days to now, the way they play, the way, Brazilian teams play, it's more intuition. And in Europe, it's very much like tactic, very much like, I don't know, like the Dutch football is famous for also how we play, how we carry the game, and we have the wingers, and we had great strikers and great defenders, like big players. I think it's famous for the way we play football, but I don't think it's similar. I think here it's more intuition. In Europe, we don't have drums in the stadium. We have a drum that goes like boom, boom, boom. Here's like, that's totally two different vibrations, It's like playing in the street, and you cannot compare. So I want to experience playing here before I speak on it, because I don't know if we have even similarities.
Bom dia, Memphis, aqui na sua frente, Careca Bertaglia, do GE, Voz da Torcida.
e administrador do Análise Fiel. 2 perguntas, desculpa. Você, no seu melhor momento na carreira no Lyon, jogava centralizado, mas tinha começado a carreira jogando muito pelas beiradas, atacando muito espaço, hoje é a sua característica, abrindo espaço tanto para os seus companheiros de ataque, quanto para a finalização. O Corinthians muda muito, dependendo do adversário, a parte tática. Já jogou no 3-6-1, 3-5-2, ontem um 4-4-2. Onde você se vê melhor para jogar assim? E queria que você falasse ontem, você no estádio, como um torcedor, a maior marca da torcida do Corinthians é quando o Corinthians toma um gol. Acho que, claro, que o gol do André Ramalho, que jogou no PSV assim como você, foi a explosão do estádio. Mas o que você achou de estranho, entre aspas, quando o Corinthians toma o gol e a arena vem abaixo gritando Corinthians, Corinthians, Corinthians? Queria saber o que você achou como torcedor ontem dando a arena. Bem-vindo e que você faça muitos gols aqui.
Obrigado. I think that to use me in the best way is to give me freedom, you know. Yesterday I see a lot of spaces in between the pockets of the defender and the midfielder where I like to come to receive balls. Like, I can play behind the striker, I can play in the striker position. But you will never see me 90 minutes with 2 defenders waiting for the ball. That's not me, because I'm not a real striker. I'm not very tall. I don't wait for crosses 90 minutes. I like to make the game, and I think as a 9.5, it will be something interesting to be in this team. But I can play multiple positions. But yeah, the experience in the stadium was crazy because they very well understand, the supporters, they understand what impact they have on the pitch. So it's beautiful to see, even then when we received the goal, that they screamed louder to push the team. And look what happened. This can only happen if your supporters are behind you. Otherwise, most of the times, it's difficult. So for me, I'm not used to see that a lot. Yeah, it's special. It's special, and I think that they can be proud of it, and I'm sure that the players, they're very thankful, and we have to understand that, you know, we have to give them everything back.
Vamos para as 2 últimas perguntas.
Memphis, boa tarde. Fábio Lázaro, da Trivela, aqui na sua frente. Sobre a visita do Fabinho Soldado na Europa, quando ele viajou até a Europa, você já estava convencido a jogar no Corinthians? Qual foi o papel dele nesse convencimento? Se me permite uma segunda, a informação que a gente tem é que no seu contrato uma incorporação, né, que você vai participar de algumas ações comerciais, ações de marketing. Como que você enxerga o seu papel? Como você pode ajudar o Corinthians a potencializar as receitas, a sua marca? Como você pode ajudar o Corinthians a agregar, a incorporar financeiramente, por favor? Obrigado.
Yeah, when he came to the Netherlands, I was waiting for him, and I was convinced about this feeling I had. So that's why he also traveled so far to come and see me and talk to me and to explain ideas, explain, you know, what it means to play here. A lot of things I cannot tell because things will unveil or reveal by time, you know, and that's when I start to play, because my biggest contribution I can give is to leave my heart in the field, right? That's what the supporters ask. That's what it means to play here. You have to leave your heart on the field and play as the best capability and win games. That's, for me, the biggest contribution. Other than that, I see great potential in this club in terms of marketing. I have ideas. You know, the club, I think, is surrounded with new business people that can help this idea forward and bring it to life. we have amazing fans. You know, we have real fans that support. We have the visibility, and that's why I also say, me coming here, I want to shine a light on the Brazilian league and in this club, and try to bring revenues, and I think that in the next 2 years, there's so many things that we can do outside of winning titles, because that's important. You know, winning titles, bringing this winning spirit mentality back to the league. Besides that, somebody get a phone call or play video games. I don't know which one it is. Okay. Yeah, besides winning titles and winning games, I think that this club has great potential, marketing-wise, sponsorships, which I think a lot of football players will follow in the next few years, coming to play in the Brazilian league. And we need to be ready for some movements, some courage, some great ideas, some visionary ideas about the business of the club, you know. And then I think Fabinho is ready also to make certain decisions. Sportive-wise, I think he has great vision. So I'm sure that it will reveal in the upcoming time, 1 year, 2 years, because the club, the stadium, everything is amazing, you know. So I'm excited. I'm excited.
Aqui. Bom dia, Memphis. Caroline Valentino, da Central do Timão. Eu gostaria de perguntar que a sua vinda para o Corinthians, ela parece estar cercada de coincidências. A música, o seu gol há 10 anos atrás, o Ronaldo ser a sua inspiração. E ontem você falou que o destino era mesmo você ter vindo para cá. Como todas essas conexões o motivam para criar objetivos aqui, e quais seriam eles?
You speak about coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence. I believe in purpose. And, you know, 2 Corinthians 5:7, walk by faith, not by sight. I make this song in 2000. It's a psalm, of course, from the Bible, which is very powerful. But I make a song and ending up playing for Corinthians. It's like, in life, it's no coincidence. It's just purpose. And, you know, I expect a lot of big things, but I like to keep that also sometimes for myself. I pray for it, and because some things you have to pray for it to make it or to speak it into existence. And I have a lot of great ideas, and I think the people as well here, and they are ready for the new chapter, bigger than we can imagine. So no coincidence about this move, just pure spirit, and my heart, it's happy. I want to be happy. I want to play football, and help the team and feel home in Brazil, which I already do. So I hope that, no, I don't hope. I know it's going to be a great story. So, thank you.
Pessoal, muito obrigado. Fim da entrevista coletiva. O mês vai seguir agora para o CT. Valeu, gente. Memphis, you're an amazing communicator. Amazing. This is very popular in Brazil. They call it like at the party and things like that. It's trending on social media like you have no idea. You can put it here, yeah. This is yours.